Hi everybody, Cynthia here. Is it Thursday, hon?
Yes.
Happy Thursday. Yeah, I'm kind of forgetting what day it is here and there. Anyway, I wanted to do a project today, and I was kind of thinking Christmas in July. I haven't done one yet. And I was looking through my Party Ensembles book from Paper Crafts. And there's a ton of different projects in here, and a lot of you know I'm a bookworm. I love to find ideas from books. And anyway, I turned... This one's nice because it comes with a disc you can put in your computer, and it has like a bunch of different patterns on it. But I turned to page 263, and right up here in the corner, if you could see, they made paper trees. And I thought, oh my gosh, they're so cute. So I went over to letter G, and it said, cut 4 equal triangles from patterned paper, ink the edges, fold them in a half vertical, and adhere together. That's all it said. So no measurements, no anything. So I decided, all right, I'm going to sit down and figure this out. And I came up with this little guy here. Now, let me pull this out. Oh no, I can't. the actual paper trees here, they don't have any stems. I just decided, I have a ton of these wine corks in my stash that I was going to add tree stems to them. So anyway, I made this one, and then I thought, well, you know what, I'd like to make some different sizes and sit them on a counter for Christmas, maybe give some away as gifts. And I will show you the 3 that I've completed. I've actually completed more than that. Let me see if I can move my camera here, show you guys. They came out so cute. I just love them. Here's the little guy. Okay, and there's a star on it. And it has 4, like, just a couple different sides. And I used, like I said, the wine cork for the tree trunk. So that's the small. And then this is the medium. As you can see, I have a bunch of them back here on my desk. Okay. And then this one's the large. Whoop. Just knock that right over. Let me get this for you. Okay, so I'm going to do a tutorial to show you guys how I assembled this and give you the measurements for all 3. And I think I'm going to do that first. That way, if you want to write them down, you can. And then I will show you, I have one left I need to make because I have a few more sets going. Like I did this set where my small one is the striped paper. And then my medium is the polka dot. And then my large was the script. And then I have another set going that I haven't even put my stars on all of them yet. I have the small as the polka dot, medium as the script, and then we're going to make the large striped one together. So, for the, let me get these out of the way, and we'll get started. For the small tree, you are going to need 4 pieces that measure 4 1/4 by 4. Okay. For the medium size tree, you're going to need 4 pieces that measure 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll just set that aside. And then for your large tree, you're going to need 4 pieces that measure 4 1/4 by 7. Okay, and the large tree is what I'm making now for you guys. And the first thing I'm going to do is just show you really quick how I assembled the wine cork. So this is my wine cork, and I'm just going to get some glue, and I used a toothpick, and I just put a little bit of glue on my toothpick all the way around. and then I shoved it in the center of the line cork and just pushed it down. Okay, that's going to be the tree trunk, and this is going to go in the center, and I'll show you how to do that when we're done, but I wanted to get this done first so that dries, and put this aside. Cover this back up here. Okay, now I'm starting off with the 4 1/4 by 7, and I have 4 of these. 3 of them are already done, but I'm going to show you how to cut your triangles on your cutting board. Okay, so because they're all 4 1/4 wide, each tree, you're going to put in your cutter, and you're going to put it to the 2 1/8 inch mark on your cutter. Okay, let me show you down here. This is 2, and then you want to move right over to the first line after the 2. That's 2 1/8. So what you're going to do is line it up there. Okay, when you line it up here, where your cutting line is, that's actually the center of this page. So at the top, or at your cut line, you're going to put a little dot. Okay, and that's very important that you put a dot there. Let me set my camera back down. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy. Maybe I'll be able to zoom in a little here. Let me see if I can zoom. Okay. Now that you have your page marked in the center, what you're going to want to do on your cut line is line up the piece that you marked, and then flip this over and line up the bottom right hand corner. So you have this bottom right hand corner of your paper here on your cut line. You can see I'm putting it on here, and then right here where you have your page marked up here, you're going to put that on your cut line as well. Line them up and cut. Okay, you've now cut the first piece of your triangle. Put this piece aside. It's a scrap, but you can always use that to make embellishments with. Now you're going to want to flip it. When you flip it, remember this part here is where you, this part here is where you drew your line. Okay, you're going to line this piece up again in your bottom right hand corner because we flipped it. Bottom right hand corner on the cut line and the point here on the cut line, and cut. Okay, so now you have your triangle piece. You're going to want to do that to all 4 of your papers. Okay, then you're going to want to slowly start bending it and fold it in half from the tip to the bottom in half. Okay, so I kind of just like manipulate the paper a little bit here so I can get it lined up. Line this edge with this edge. It's easier if you do it from this very tip and then work your way down. It lines up much better. Okay, and then once you have all of this lined up, just push it down nice and firm. Now of course your pattern is on the outside, but if you look here, it's folded the opposite way. The reason why I have you fold it this way is if you want to ink it up. If you do not want to ink this up, then just fold it this way. Okay, with your pattern on the inside. But for me, I want to ink mine up, and I used Frayed Burlap Distress ink. So I'm going to go ahead. This is actually the center of my tree, so I'm going to ink it up on both sides. And then I'm going to go around and ink up my edges. If you don't fold it that way, you're not going to be able to, like as you can see on this tree here, I have this middle piece inked up. So if you don't fold it this way, you won't be able to do that. Okay? Alright, so we have all 4 of our pieces inked up. You're going to fold them back out. And you're going to actually fold them opposite now, because we're going to be gluing these together. Okay. So you have your two pieces here. You're going to actually be joining them together like that. Okay. So what I did, put a little bit of glue on this side. Try not to put glue all the way down in the center here, because you're going to be putting your toothpick in, and you'll see what I mean at the end. So I put glue on one side, and then I laid it flat where the glue side's just up here, and then I pushed this one right up against it. And it just made it much easier to piece together. Okay, and just make sure it's glued together on both sides. You can even fold it down here. Okay, so it kind of looks like a little bit of a paper airplane. Now we're going to do the same thing to these two pieces. Fold it back out. Okay, fold it back out. Add your glue here. Okay, and then lay them flat on your mat. See, I'm laying them flat. Oh, I'm going to move my camera back out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Laying them flat, I'm lining them up, and I'm pushing them together. It's just easier for me to do it this way, but you guys, so you're kind of forming a little paper airplane. You got your flat pieces up here. Okay, now we're going to be joining these two paper airplanes. We're going to be joining them together. Okay, so just add your glue. To one side of what I call an airplane piece, and you're just going to be blending them together. That's why I use liquid glue, because if I mess up I can kind of pull it apart real quick and just smush the edges together. Okay, all four pieces here all together. Now you have your tree, which is cute in itself. You really don't need to add a cork stem if you didn't want to. I just thought it looked really cute like that, so that's why I did it. And plus, I have a ton of these laying around, so I decided that's what I wanted to use. You could also use, which I think is really, really cute too, is you can get these wooden spools at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, just like this. And this one had some twine around it, but I thought, oh gosh, how cute would that look as the base of my tree as well. So, you know, you could use whatever you wanted. I just decided to use wine corks because I have a lot of those. So all I did was I kind of pulled this apart a little bit, and you see how there's like a hole in there? I just added some glue to that piece, and I'm gonna slide it up in the center, and that's it. That's your tree, guys. Now what I did also is, if you can see on this tree, I cut some stars, I added some twine and some ribbon, and I glued it onto my tree. So if you want to learn how to do that, stay tuned. I already have my piece of ribbon. I cut out about 7 inches. Now this ribbon is Celebrated ribbon. It's the nylon, 100% nylon, so it's very sheer, very pretty. And this is a cream color. And then I took a piece of twine, and you can cut this as long as you need to make a bow. Okay, so if you need a little extra, cut a little extra. My piece measures about 6 inches. Okay, you may want to make it a little larger, it's up to you. And what I did was I folded my ribbon in half and made a loop. Just a loop at the top here. Okay? But when I put these two, I'm not going to put these two tails together. I'm actually going to leave one tail an inch higher than the other. And then an inch down from the loop is where I'm going to tie my twine on. And I'm going to make a knot. And then I made a bow. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And then I'm going to add hot glue in the center of that. And that's where I took my star. Now I layered my star. My star in the back is when I cut it out on my Cricut is 1 1/4 inches. And then I layered a 1/2 inch star and then, or I'm sorry, 3/4 of an inch and then a 1/2 inch. So if you want to know the measurements, the larger part of the star, like I said, is 1 1/4 inches. And then the next level, which is the green, right here, that I sized at 3/4 of an inch, and then the red star at 1/2 inch on my Cricut. Okay, so then once I did that, I'm going to glue it onto my tree. Just put a little bit of hot glue at the tip here. And when I glued it kind of cockeyed. I didn't glue it so the ribbon's straight across. I glued it so the tails are down a little bit. And the loop is up to the right. So it's kind of crooked. And then once it's glued, I'm going to trim these tails. And then what I did is I kind of heat set everything, and it crinkled. Whoa, sorry guys, my camera dropped. I heat set everything, so as you can see, it looks cute just like this, but I wanted like a wrinkled effect. So I used my lighter and I kind of heat set it. That you're going to have to be really careful doing. But I'm going to show you how I did it. I pulled back the larger loop and the small loop here. I just sealed the edge, and then I kind of heat set it and made it look a little crinkly. When you do that, you want to hold the heat far away from the ribbon. Okay, and then I let go of the second piece. I sealed the edge, and then you see how high I'm holding it away from my flame? Because the heat rises, it makes a nice crinkle. You can do this with a candle too, and that way it's a little bit safer. You know, you're not using a lighter, so just be careful not to burn your fingers when you heat set things like this. Okay, but that's my crinkled up ribbon topper, and those are my trees. So I have that one done and this one done, and I just need to add the star to this one, and I got another 3 tree grouping. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Have fun making yours. And I'll put the measurements down below again for the small tree, the medium tree, and a large tree. And just remember, every single tree gets lined up at the 4 1/4. Mark your center of your page, and then cut your triangle from there. Okay? Alright guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and have fun creating yours.